Hey folks, I'm Jack Fossett, and welcome to this demo and review of the Wampler Pantheon Overdrive. For those of you that don't know, this is inspired by the famous Marshall Bluesbreaker Overdrive, and a lot of you who have followed my channel for a while might know that I love the Bluesbreaker Overdrive. When push comes to shove, the Bluesbreaker and its inspired creations thereafter are probably my favorite overdrive pedals out there. I do also love tube screamers. I do also love, things like clones and stuff. But I think if I could just have one overdrive pedal, it would be a really good Bluesbreaker. This one is a really good Bluesbreaker. It exists kind of in the realm of other Bluesbreaker pedals as far as character, but this one has its own unique features, and it does have its own unique kind of voice. If you were to put it back to back with other Bluesbreaker style pedals, this one definitely has its own voice. Now, one of the reasons that I really wanted to get my hands on this pedal to use for a number of things, including recording, which I've already done, not just for this demo, but studio recordings for my own work as well, not just for other studio recordings and things that I do. So that's kind of an endorsement on its own right there, right? If it's something that I'll actually use for my own music, that tells you that I like the tone. One of the reasons that I wanted to get my hands on it and have subsequently been very, very happy with it is because, and I've mentioned this before, I think that you can sort of tell if you try overdrives from different companies, you can sort of tell how people's ears are tuned. When I say, like people, I mean the builders specifically. I have found that I really, really like Wampler overdrive pedals. I think that Brian Wampler's ear seems to like the same sort of gain character and frequencies that my ear also likes. Because you can have, a Bluesbreaker style pedal from a bunch of different people, and they can all sound kind of different. And I think everybody's ears, I've done some overdrive pedals from different companies, and not liked them as much, but not necessarily because they were bad pedals or they weren't good quality, but because our ears were tuned differently. They kind of liked a boomier sound or a grainier sound or something that my ear didn't find pleasing. Well, I found with a number of Wampler overdrives that they're kind of right. They sit right where I like them to as far as overdrive pedals go. Now, real quick, one of the other things that I really like about this pedal is it's proof to me that knobs at noon is not always a good idea. I don't do the whole knobs at noon thing. Some of you have heard me rant about this before. But the presence knob, default is 0. Default is all the way to the left. So the presence knob is there just to add in case you have muddier, bassier, duller sounding rig. That's neutral. So keep that in mind if you've got this pedal and you're kind of going, geez, this pedal's really bright and edgy and strident. Why is it like that? It's because the presence knob's default is at 0. So there's that. Now, you'll notice at the beginning, I didn't do anything with the knobs, and I'm really not going to for the most part. And the reason for that is this pedal's been out for a while. There've been a fair number of demos of it. And what I really want to focus on is the switches, because that's what I think really makes this one more unique. The gain level and the overdrive voice switches just give you a ton of tonal options. Now, I have found that my favorite setting is with the overdrive voice in the middle and the gain level switched down. The overdrive voice switch is between hard and soft clipping, or a mixture of both. Basically, hard clipping is an edgier sound, soft clipping is kind of a smoother, bluesier sound, and then you've got it in the middle. Now the gain level down switch is low gain, top switch is mid gain, middle switch is high gain. And this really gets way more of a harder rocking Marshall sound than most other Bluesbreaker pedals do. Most Bluesbreaker pedals are actually very low gain, really kind of like borderline between boost and overdrive. You know, it's almost think of it more as like a boost that has a little bit of a gain that you can dial in. It's the character of it that makes it unique. But this one also, with the gain level switch, you can make this way edgier, and you're going to hear that in the next part I'm going to play with a Gibson SG. You know, to me, gets into high gain territory. That depends on who you are and what you consider high gain. I have a much lower threshold for what I consider high gain because I tend to be a bluesier player. So that being said, with a combination of the overdrive voice and the gain level, you can go from a standard great character Bluesbreaker style to way more of a raucous Marshall Brown sound with everything that you want in here. Now, again, I mentioned I'm not really going to do much with the knobs. I did kind of find a sweet spot there that I liked, with pushing a little treble, pulling a little bass, and the gain, you know, up a bit, not fully all out. And then of course you want the volume at least at unity gain, and preferably pushing the amp a little bit. But I found that that's, for me, that was kind of my favorite setting. And so I just wanted to go through the switches there just to show you how much versatility there is in those switches. And yeah, you can roll the gain back and you can use it as a boost. So for this demo, I'm plugging into a Franklyn Amps 5E3. You've just heard at the beginning I was using a Lust for Tone Holy Relic Lustcaster, and the next part I'm going to be using a Gibson SG. That's loaded with Lust for Tone 59 Lustbuckers, so you can hear it with both single coils and humbuckers. Are you a Bluesbreaker fan? Have you tried the Wampler Pantheon? Let us know in the comments. This is definitely in my upper echelon of Bluesbreaker pedals that I have played. Again, I said I've already recorded with this for my own personal music and things. Really impressed with this pedal. Not surprised, because Wampler has a great reputation, super high quality pedals, great sound. Let us know what you think in the comments. Stick around for some more tones. I'm Jack Fossett. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.